Hey there, fellow surveyors, Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to RimWorld Odyssey Grav Runners. Episode 23, Hack and Dash is the runner way. It is time to clear out these mechs from the relays so that we can hack, steal the Grav core, and be out of here. And I did come up with a bit of a strategy for doing that, so I want to enact that strategy now. What I would like to do to try to minimize friendly casualties is to make frag grenades. These mechs are asleep, so it means that they're like extraordinarily easy to kill with frag grenades. So I figured, why the hell not? That sounds awesome. So while Klein makes the frag grenades, I'm gonna have the first group come up here and clear out these two scythers, because scythers are pretty easy. So the eastern group has 2 pikemen and a scyther, and the western group has 2 scythers and a pikeman, which is why I want the frag grenades. There is also an EMP launcher that I have that will come in handy as well. I don't plan on making 2 of them, but I do plan on incorporating the EMP launcher into the fight as well. Actually, hold up. You 2 shoot that one, you 2 shoot that one. And Professor Bug, thank you for the gifted subs, and Stochastic Turtle, and K386. And we got a bulk trader. It would help if you didn't miss. There we go. Run, good, run. Alright, well that wasn't like super well done, but all's well that ends well. And now Glitch can start auto-hacking that one while Klein makes the 2 frag grenades that I requested. Alright, as far as the bulk goods trader goes, well, we have a somewhat finite amount of meat. There's not a lot to hunt on this map tile, so I'll queue up the like few iguanas that exist for hunting. Come on, power up. Oh, and also, speaking of power, the last time I was playing this, there was the bug where like, things would flick back on and off, and that has been patched. So I don't have to, like, fight the game with all of its depowering. So I'll sell some of the rhino leather. What else do I not need? I wouldn't mind buying plasteel, because we're basically flat out. And it's rather hard to find plasteel when you're grav running. I'll just go ahead and sell all of the clothing, knowing that we have, like, some rhino leather to replace it. So maybe I'll actually keep the rhino leather and spend down my silver buying the plasteel. Just because we really do need plasteel that badly. I think that's the plan. We're also, well, we have some herbal meds, so yeah, let's do that. Alright, so we got some more plasteel, which allows us to do fabrication, because we had like 7 left, which is really not enough to do very much with. We are still over our power max. I can turn off the biofuel refinery, I can turn off the electric stove, and then we should be in the power positive. It does occur to me that Glitch is about to... Oh, crap. Really? The poll I wrote at the start of the stream got wiped out? Fine. Fine. Glitch is about to finish precision rifling, so I need to rewrite a poll that I literally just wrote. What should the Grav Runners research next? I spent the time in the pre-stream typing all this up, and now it's gone. So let's do drug production, which would allow us to make our own medicine with heal root and or herbal medicine and nutramine. We could also do beer brewing. We could do hydroponics. Let's see. I wouldn't... Long-range mineral scanning. Pulse charge munitions. Marine armor. Is there anything in that list? No, that works for me. Okay, so there's the poll. Precision rifling just got done, and you guys can pick what comes next. And we are 43 watts away from power positive. Let's turn off 2 of the intercoolers because I don't think we need them. And the other ones are like idle anyway. So now we're -3 watts. I think that's fine. I don't think we'll have like a power outage as a result. So we did make 1 of the frag grenades, and as soon as the machining bench is off, we'll have enough power positive situation. And I'm going to unrestrict everybody so that we can hunt the iguanas while we like wait for the frag grenades to get done. So essentially the plan is to like frag grenade the pikemen, try to have Puig absorb their shots and like shoot down the scyther. So that's the hunting plan for these mechs. And then Glitch is coming up here for the relay stabilizer. So if he's hacking relay stabilizers, I'll go ahead and turn off the research bench and try to top up our batteries. And you got 2.5 minutes to vote in this poll. And there it is. So let's say Good gets frag grenades. What's important for frag grenades is it's important that like Runloth doesn't get the frag grenades because he's trigger happy. Because I want to time the frag grenade throwing so that they're thrown in unison. So that when we wake up the mechs, they're hit all at the same time. And Klein just finished the other frag grenade, so he'll get those as well. Then the last thing I want is an EP launcher for Glitch. Do you know if it's possible to hack it, not wake them up? No. They're going to wake up one way or another, as far as I know. So the only issue with Glitch is Glitch has a pilot assistance, as does Klein. So we need to make sure they don't get hit by EMPs. For those that don't know, EMPs, if you have an EMP, or if you have a certain brain implants, you get knocked unconscious when EMP'd. So that would be, like, not good. And it looks like hydroponics is the choice here, so let's queue up hydroponics. In terms of who can plant cut, we have 2 potential gardeners, or green thumbs, in the colony. And now that we have the weapons that that I wanted, what we need to do is we need to wait for daylight, because we are at a light level disadvantage if we fight now. Oh, you know, there was one other thing that I wanted to buy. If we could get Ruinloth trade real quick, which is cotton, to finish up our flooring. So I'll buy 200 cotton as well, because we are almost done with the flooring here, and it would look nice if it was, like, finished. Small price to pay, I think. And then Ruinloth, let's give you a heavy SMG, because I think that will hit harder than the custom bolt action rifle for the next fight. Oh, right as I trade, Glitch gets a trade inspiration. That's just cruel. That's just mean. Okay, and it looks like we're gonna stick with hydroponics. Cool. So, if you're wondering about the soft sand, ooh, we are way the hell out. Where are we? This might be a result of dunes? Yes. Barren expanse of land. This area is extremely inhospitable. I mean, it doesn't have spice, so I guess it's not that nice. Which is funny that the trade guild just left. For those that don't know, that's also a thing in Dune. Could I hide the overflow stockpile? Yes, I could. And now you get to see the colors as they are intended. In fact, I could even go so far as to dye the benches. The, like, colors that should be coordinated with them. I'm not, like, necessarily against that. We have the dyes. And I can keep, like, growing the dyes, too. Yeah, that actually kind of looks nice. It's a little less aggressive on the eyes. And how much dye do I have left? 52? Oh, perfect. All right, it is daytime, and everyone seems ready. So let's get this show on the road. I know Glitch was in the process of hacking, but I'd rather open up more hack points. All right, so here's the plan. Klein, you are going to throw grenades at this. Turtle, you will shoot at that. Ruinloth, you'll shoot at that. Actually, Turtle and Ruinloth, you're going to shoot at the Scyther. Klein throws at this, and then Glitch, you're going to hit the Scyther. So here we go. Uno, dos, tres. And of course he missed. Missed the MP he needed to hit. The good news is, these guys can flee while Turtle slows down that Scyther. Really? Really? You missed a frag grenade from like 10 feet away? My goodness. Why? Okay, Good obviously should never be given a frag grenade again in her life, because she's not good with it. And Glitch is struggling to hit anything worth a damn too. At least no one has died, I guess. Trying to throw frag grenades on a moving target is a little bit more challenging. I appreciate that. But the fact that she missed on a stationary target is just like, oof, are you kidding? No one got hurt. Ruinloth's armor did take a hit, but like, not a big deal. And there we go. There's another one cleared out. No injuries, and we'll set it to auto hack. Maybe their last attempt will be a little bit better. And I'm going to flee to the southeast because I know that soft sand sucks to walk in. So we'll avoid that. The grenade plan half worked. Yeah, it did half work. It's just the missing was really, really bad. I don't usually use frag grenades in fights, but like for sleeping enemies, it's really, really effective because you can essentially guarantee the first hit, which like half kills the target, which is pretty handy. So in this case, we have two Scythers. So I think what I'll do is, I will try to carpet bomb the Scythers and like hit that there. And then I'm going to wait to shoot with Ruinloth because he's trigger happy. And I don't want him firing too soon. All right, so you can fire now. And everyone misses. All right, Turtle, break this way. If they want to chase Glitch, that's fine. In fact, Klein and Good, I don't really need you anymore, so you go home. Tweak, you too. This can be easily cleaned up with Turtle and Ruinloth and Glitch. And then we'll set this to auto hack. So Good, I want you to get the SMG, Lion and SMG, and then Glitch. I'll give you the custom. Actually, Ruinloth will take the custom bolt action rifle, so Glitch is like chill. All right, no one got hurt. That's the important part. It didn't go off without a hitch, but it was close enough that, you know, it was fine. And now all three relays are set to hack. So in this case, you can either hack or damage it. But if you damage it, it sends reinforcements. If you hack it, you just have to deal with the guards and not the reinforcements. And then once it's done, the mech relay gets destroyed and you can collect the resources while also being attacked by mechs. Which is to say, once we're done hacking, we want to make sure that everyone's ready to haul the loot from the mech relay into the ship before the mechs overtake the ship. So it's a bit of a timing thing, but not a big deal. I could shred these mechs, but like they're not centipedes. They're not going to give me plasteel, so I guess I really don't care. Cache of treasure, sad dice, and vac helmet. 7 mechs, unknown threat. I think I'll wait. All right, so Ruinloth, Bolt action, glitch, SMG, and then go back to hacking. I think Klein is making some spare clothing for us. And then he'll go back to hacking or research. In fact, if we have no researchers at the moment, I'll just turn off the research bench and you fill up our battery power even more. So, the next question I have for you guys is, what to do with the Grav Core? Oh, are you kidding? That poll got wiped out too? Screw you, game. Or polling service, whatever. So we could do power, extend, or my choice. Apparently all my polls got, like, broken. So, as far as power goes, obviously we are pretty low on power. We're completely reliant on chem fuel, except for the one Grav Core cell that we have. Getting more Grav Core cells would be nice. However, we are also at basically our tile max of 750. So extenders would also be very, very handy. So you guys can choose. And Zacidal, thank you for the gifted subs. Do Village for the resub. Cheers. All right, there's one. Nice. Now I have noticed that your people will hack and like disregard their own needs. So sometimes you have to be like, yo, stop hacking, go to sleep. Because it just takes so long. And then we'll also have like an orbital scanner picking up a signal in 2 hours. And then after the orbital scanner is done, I might turn that off for a bit because we do have a lot of points of interest to go to. And cheers. Thank you, Crimson. All right. Any more wildlife? No, that doesn't surprise me. We found a gold asteroid. All right, so glitch before you go to sleep. Turn that thing off. Cool. And that saves us even more power. It with a table? Without a table? Yeah. I know, I know. Luckily, the marriage kind of helps to counteract that. Alright. Seems like you guys want it to be my choice. I'm okay with that. So, where to go to next? Here are the choices we have available to us. So, we could hit up another Grav Core. We are here. There's another Grav Core to the north and another Grav Core to the south. There's none in orbit. In terms of orbit, there's a satellite. There is the gold asteroid. And then there is a soldier site. But the soldier site, never mind. The soldier site is not, it's gone in 3 hours. So option number 3 is not an option any longer. Just a matter of bad timing. Oh, you are still making clothing. Okay. In fact, I think it's time to invest in electric tailor bench. So that we free up some of his time. So after he's done with these pants, I will kill the bill. Because it's not like we're hurting on components and steel at the moment. That we have in spades. And now that there isn't the, like, bug that things turn themselves back on, we don't really have to worry about that either. Which means, Klein, why are you making pants? Oh, I guess someone wore a pair. So Klein is now hacking the last stabilizer. So again, as I said, the moment we destabilize it, the mech relay, we should be ready to like haul the stuff out. And it looks like you guys want me to either go to the Grav Core or Point of Interest. It is summer, which means it's winter in the southern hemisphere, which means I'm more inclined to go north instead of south, because south is going to be a lot colder, given that it's the winter in the summer hemisphere. So that's probably what I would end up doing. And let's see if Glitch is able to hack this before it locks us out. And there's, like, nothing for my people to do. I mean, I could, like, stone cut, but I made a point of not having stone, other than shelving, not having stone really involved in the construction of the ship. So I wouldn't even want a stone cut. So I really have no use for the stone. And that one's finished. Okay, so we're 1/3 away from it being done. We just need to wait for it to become hackable again. And there's really nothing for our colonists to even do at the moment. Just hang out and eat, drink, and be merry. Watch some TV. I don't know what kind of TV they're actually watching. And it looks like Gravcore has won. It has pulled away for the victory. Now, I'm not entirely sure I have the fuel to make it up to this hop. And then even if I did, this hop is a desert hop. Meaning there's not going to be a lot of opportunity to get more chem fuel. So I think what I'm going to have to do is have an interim hop. Go part of the way there and hit up a zone that will have like trees or things to hunt for chem fuel before we do the full jump. The other thing that I realized is I no longer have to be careful about corners, because the corner bug got fixed, so we can spread things out a little bit more here, so it's more spacious up front, because they're not going to attack things through corners anymore. So ain't that nice? Looking at the layout of the ship, I don't think it would necessarily be a bad idea for me to... Alright, so for one, I'm going to move this grav field extender and then actually build a wall here. So I can't go as far south as I otherwise would have been able to do, but I don't want a chance for pod drop raiders to land in here and then, like, gain access to my ship through this vac barrier. So I think I'd rather give up one tile of space for the protect... Oh, no, don't do that. For the protection that they can't just, like, waltz into our base if they do happen to pod drop raid back there. I should have a better pilot seat. You know, I could. I don't really have the leather for it at the moment, but next time I have ample... Well, I do have cloth, I guess. But next time I have... actually, we have the armchair over here. Let's do that. The hospital armchair doesn't really serve a purpose. There you go. And we're locked out for 2 more hours on that. There's really not much else we could do. I think what I'm going to do is unlink these 2 benches, link them together, call them weapons, and then high priority put weapons on there that aren't biocoded. And then maybe don't bother with the basic melee weapons, because, like, I don't want melee weapons. Not really. And then as far as ranged weapons go, we'll go no bows, no pilas. No cheap stuff. Basically, the stuff that we don't want to necessarily collect from raiders. So, like, bolts, revolvers, auto pistols. Things just aren't worth much. Where's revolver? Oh, I already clicked that off. Okay, so now we have, like, a dedicated weapon storage, which is going to make it easier for me to arm people more quickly. Call the other group ship storage. I'm so creative. Okay. Wait, where's Good walking to? What is she doing? Wait, what? What'd she do? She's just, like, ran up, touched it, and then ran away. I checked if she was, like, cleaning, but she wasn't cleaning. It's not home zoned. So I'm super confused as to why she ran all the way out there for no reason. I clicked both, but I clicked them to hack. I don't know, whatever. Brain hurty. I mean, they are wed, I guess. So maybe it was like a Wait, I didn't give you a good luck hug or kiss or whatever. And he didn't stop. Okay, we're here for 18 more hours. Cool. It'd be like that. I'll turn on the electric stove and give them some cooking to do, I guess. Batteries are looking nice and topped up. Oh, and Runloth and Turtle are not getting married. Alright. So we've got Glitch and Good married, Runloth and Turtle about to get married, and Klein and Puig getting married. So is this a swingers ship now? Like, what is going on? This is the weirdest relationship stuff I've ever seen in RimWorld, where like everyone pairs up and gets married. I mean, as long as they're happy, it's not a complaint. It's just a curiosity as to why it's happening. Because it is indeed pretty strange. It's a vacation cruise. Yeah, a couple's vacation cruise. That's exactly how it feels, and it's really odd. It's really strange. The other thing I wanted to do, if we end up going to space at any point, is like add another... Oh, we are down a chem gen. We're down both chem gens. Oh boy. Alright, we're gonna extract fuel and power up. It's a love boat. Indeed. But I was gonna add another heater because I'm not really sure that the ship can keep up with like orbital temperatures unless I add more heat generation. Well, each of the bedrooms have a heater. No, I'll take that back. We'll just move it. So 6 more hours, and then hopefully we don't get locked out in that time. There is really not a lot of trade partners. We could go over to the White Rock Lagoa Confederacy while we're here. But I don't really see a point to do that. And then this item stash is for like a vac helmet and a book. So I'm not going to worry about that. All right. Research. Drug production. So the benefit of drug production, of course, would allow us to potentially get antibiotics and or get medicine production if that's what you guys wanted. Beer brewing. Now that we have hydroponics, I don't really have space for hydroponics on the boat, nor do I have the power generation. But at some point, maybe we get hydroponics. And if we do get hydroponics, we can obviously do beer brewing. Long-range mineral scanning if you want to have a more reliable source of like plasteel or uranium. And then pulse charge munitions if you want stronger weapons. That leads to beam weapons if you're going up against like armored targets. Or marine armor if you want us to have tougher helmets. All are perfectly viable options, and you guys can choose. Well, the thing is, now that the corners aren't really a vulnerability, I can change the design of the ship. Well, maybe I'll do that after we get out of here. Fraggles, thank you for the resub, by the way. I think I failed to mention that. Alright, come on, Glitch. Do it. 100%. They're prepare a while. Maybe we can get out of here before they even bother us. They're all snipers. Okay. Glitch. So this destabilizes in 3 hours. Snipers don't really bother me because we do have ship shield generators and snipers don't have a high DPS. But this is definitely going to serve to be a little interesting. So I'm going to zone them to Area 1. Area 1 is going to include the mech entry area. And this destabilizes in 2 hours. Well, I guess I should be red here. It's kind of like down to the wire. And it looks like you guys went with pulse munitions. Got it. All right, everyone, over yonder. So, I attacked it. We can haul the lovely loot. And then scoot. Bye-bye, axe rogues. Eat Grav Canyon. So, as a result of destroying the mech relay, you do end up getting mech reinforcements. Oh, there were 2 groups. But, again, doesn't really matter. We're out of here. And I'm leaving so quickly that, like, the mech reinforcements aren't even here to mess with me, which is hilarious. So you guys wanted me to go to this here. I don't have the chem fuel for that. So let's try for somewhere in this temperate forest. So there's wild psychoid. That would be really nice. Wild strawberry. Increase animal life. I'm leaning towards the psychoid because it would be really good to have, like, more tea. And I could even schedule people to drink the tea. Because I know mood is, like, a big thing to deal with. And we also have wild cotton. So, yeah, let's do the psychoid. Fertile. That was here. Oh, it's mixed. Being mixed, it's going to be partial arid shrubland, which I think it's fine. Because what I'll do is I'll land in the temperate biome and cut down trees for chem fuel. So the current priority now is head to the northern Grav core. And then upon landing, I'll go ahead and build another power cell. Yeah, mixed biomes are a new thing in 1.6. So you have the arid shrubland up here, and then the temperate forest down here. Taking a look at the map tile before I choose a landing. Steel wouldn't be bad to be near. Let's check for ores. There is some uranium ore up there. What about compacted? Wow, there's a lot of compacted machinery. I don't see any plasteel. What about jade? Not that I'm really using jade for anything. No jade. Okay. Got it. I'm a Fortis, thank you for the resub. And I'm glad you like the look of the ship. Grav nausea. Bummer. We also just detected a cave entryway. Which is like, you know what? I actually don't want to put my grav cells next to batteries that like to explode when pushed too hard. So I'm going to keep everyone inside until the grav nausea goes away. I don't really need anyone to go out and get, like, ganked by animals while they're vomiting. I did land where there's a lot of fertile soil in our engine room. I don't know if we're going to be here long enough for that to actually matter, though. But that's a way to, like, have a private garden, if you want, with this kind of ship design. And then, wow, there's some easy hunting that we, like, landed on top. Is that a free grav core? No, it's one we had already built. And now I'm making a second. So now we have a lot more power, allowing us to actually turn off one of the chem gens. Potentially. Alright, once the grav nausea goes away, so who has it longest? Turtle and Klein have it longest. I will allow them to move about the map. I do think I'm going to keep Pierogi on a tight leash. Because Pierogi being a fox is kind of small, and being small means that you are prey for things like cougars. And we don't really need our, like, our mascot getting eaten by cougars. Probably not. Another thing I wanted to do is re-round the ship. Because they fixed the corner bug, so I don't need to have squared corners anymore. Alright, so let's go ahead and unrestrict. Grav nausea is probably not going to stick around that long. And this will allow us to gain a few more construction tiles if we want. So now we've got 9 to play with, I think. Yep. Actually, before you move that, let's steel tile underneath. So speaking of steel, I wouldn't mind getting even more compacted steel. And then all of the meat that we're getting is going to be cooked, meaning that I landed in the forest part so that we could chop down a whole lot of trees for chem fuel. Chem fuel is going to be the primary. The ship is already ready to launch again because of the quality of my ritual is so ridiculously high that we basically have no cooldown times, which is awesome. Was the corner bug doing things like attacking or surgeries through corners? Yes. Or fires spreading through corners? It was all of that. All of the above. And as far as I know, that has all since been fixed. So I'm going to assume that it, you know, when RimWorld says they fixed it, they fix it. How fast is Pierogi? Pierogi is a 4.6. Moves at the same speed of like a normal human. I think somewhat helping by the sentience catalyst. Is that? No, maybe that's not the case. I don't think sentience has helped in that way. Alright, and now that we're starting to get wood, another thing I could do is let's put 2 shelves here. And these shelves are going to be wood for fuel. Basically, we'll have our wood stocks next to the chem gen to just make things a little bit more easy. Is there wild psychoid on this map? There ought to be. I landed here for that expressed purpose. I don't see any at the moment. It's kind of dark, though. I could search for it. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yep, there's plenty. That reminds me, I have everyone on social drug policy, which does include Psychite Tea already. So as long as we keep sourcing the Psychite Tea, I guess it's fine. I don't really need to do a new policy. I would like to spot... God, where is... Oh, here's some. There we go. Alright, that's plenty of harvests. I don't think we're going to be... Oh, there's even some, like, really in the engine bay. I don't think we're going to be here long enough for, like, all of that to get harvested, but still. So we now have 9 free slots. One thing that I could end up doing with these free slots is add more external turrets to the ship for defenses. Wouldn't be a terrible idea. I do have a lot of uranium, so I could make uranium mini turrets. The other thing that might be wise is to get autocannon turrets. I don't have a lot of plasteel, but with 8 of my cells, we could do autocannon turrets, and I think that's actually what I want to do. So what I'm going to do here is put 2 platforms there, and then 3 and 3 there. So 2 autocannon turrets up front, and then move the mini turrets to the sides near the doors. And that way we'll have a bit more armor, if you will. A bit more gun power for when people try to mess with our survey team. There was uranium up here that I ought to mine. Never mind. Mind having more uranium. And then we'll be on our way, and it's a pretty short hop to the northern desert. But the longer I take, the better, because right now it's summer. So it's going to be particularly hot in a desert in the summer, so you know, if I take a while to get there, that's like not a bad thing. All right, Klein, can you actually make these benches? Thank you. Thank you kindly. There is not a lot of, like, easy things to hunt here. So we might need to do group hunting for Megasloth or Muffalo or something like that. There doesn't seem to be any ancient dangers, and I already checked for the resources. I kind of wish there was like a like if you could search mine and it would show you, like I know that that's not how this works, but it would show you like all the things that there is to mine, rather than like having search terms of compacted, which covers machinery, steel, and plasteel, then ore, which covers uranium, gold, and silver, and then you have to separately search for jade. So it's like 3 searches to find materials, which is a bit cumbersome. Animal flu for pierogi and a bulk goods trader. Well, the bulk goods trader is actually pretty useful. I'm on pretty good terms with the Lagua Confederacy. I could gift them, and then of course, with all the hunting that we just did, we ought to have some leather. Although we don't really have that much leather. I just came to realize. Yeah, no, what? Alright, so Good probably, no, Glitch probably has the best trade. Because he has an inspiration, so he's 24. Is that better than Bruinloth? 15, yeah, okay. So we'll use Glitch's trade inspiration. Apparently I used all the rhino, and I'm sure we're going to do more hunting, so I'm not too worried about that. I don't mind buying dye, because I use dye a lot. And then any tattered clothing, just because we can very capably replace it, can be sold for silver, which balances the budget quite nicely. Perfect. I can also, and this is a little skeezy, but like I could gift components and then just mine components here, and I think I'm going to do that for rep. Thank you for tuning in to RimWorld Odyssey Grav Runners, which originally streamed live on Twitch. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you'd like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching. Special thank you to my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow Grav Runners.